much to be for inviting me to speak here tonight, and thank you every member of the audience who came tonight. I would also like to acknowledge the Wonderful people as the custodians of the land on which we meet tonight, and pay my respects to their leaders, past, present and emerging. I would like to tell you a little bit about myself, why I am with the Greens, and why I would like a lot of people to vote for me and to vote for the Greens. So to start from the beginning, you may have seen me check me out with Queensland Greens website that I was born and grew up in Spain. Then after I met my husband, we lived in England for about 12 years. And we have lived in Victoria for 24 years. Speak a little bit higher, sure. Okay. So we have been at Victoria for 24 years. In England, I worked in the travel industry, and then in a solicitor's office, and in the probation service, which is called correctional services here. In Australia, here, I work in student administration at the University of Queensland. I am married to Bob. I don't have children, but I inherited his 3 grown-up daughters. And we have a lot of grandchildren who visit when they can because they're overseas. We came to the Redlands because Bob's sister was living in Victoria, in Redland Bay when we decided to emigrate, so we thought we would live near her to support her. And we chose Victoria Point. That was my idea because I fell in love with Coogee, and I thought from Victoria Point I could look at Coogee every day. In my spare time, I do the simple things in life some people may think boring, like I walk, I read, I ride my bike, I swim in summer, I volunteer with the bush care group, I go meet in the bush once a month with me, and with those things who do bush care. I've been with the Greens only a couple of years, and that is because I grew up in a family of 8 in Spain, obviously, and there was mum and dad and 2 brothers and 3 sisters. Mum didn't work outside of the home, that was normal in those days, but dad did obviously work in a factory, so it was a normal working class family, and naturally I voted Labour. And I say voted because I didn't support Labour actively. But that changed with Carmen a few years ago. You must remember him. And he was a menace because he was against things that I value, which are democracy, the environment, and social justice. So I was very happy to get involved a little bit and help Labour to get rid of him, to get him out after one term. And then that's when things got a little bit complicated, because even while I was helping Labour, I was increasingly concerned about the environment and the way that things were going. I grew up in Bilbao, which is a town in the north of Spain, which is industrial, and when I grew up it was very, very dirty. It's clean now, but it was dirty when I grew up, from pollution, from industrial. So pollution was a big thing when I grew up. And over time, that concern about pollution developed into concerns about environmental sustainability, particularly in Australia, loss of habitat, particularly in Australia, and climate change, which coming matters whether we like it or not. But I suppose, like many people who want to go through life, just not making waves, just carrying on, doing normal things, I thought that progress is progress, you can't stop it. There's a choice between jobs and the environment. You have to go with jobs because we need jobs, and you can't have both things. And I probably thought that environmentalists were impractical people who wanted to take things away, things we want, like mobile phones, like driving cars, etc. And I think also, as everybody else, I was probably busy, probably a little bit lazy, and trusting that somebody else would sort things out, somebody would come along, somebody else, that common sense would prevail, but common sense has not prevailed. So then I joined the Greens, and that was not long ago, only a couple of years ago. And what I found when I joined the Greens is that we don't have to choose. This is what the other parties tell us. If we want jobs, if we want a good economy, we have to let the environment go. It doesn't matter. We cut up. It doesn't matter. But I don't accept that. I do agree that the economy is obviously an important thing, because if we don't have a good economy, we can't have the things that we need. And we do need a good economy. But a good economy for us is an economy that doesn't leave anybody behind and that works for everybody. And that guarantees the basic things that we all want and need, which are jobs, a roof over our heads, free healthcare, genuinely free education, a good environment so that we enjoy where we live, and value for money for our tax dollar. So to guarantee jobs, the Greens would transition to a renewable economy. We would create 23,000 jobs a year, building the technologies of the future, solar panels, wind turbines, and green steel. In housing, there are 39,000 people waiting for a social home. Labour is running to build 450 houses. It's not enough. So we will build 25,000 homes a year, which would create 20,000 jobs a year. Pretty good value for money. To guarantee the health system that we all want, the free health system that we all need, we would hire 6,500 more nurses and 3,000 more doctors. This would deliver 21,000 more beds, and we would establish 200 community health clinics that would have bulk billing and specialists and would relieve the pressure on the hospital system. We want education that is free for everybody, genuinely free. So we would abolish service fees so that parents don't have to fork out for things like service fees, like textbooks, excursions, laptops, etc. And we would hire 6,000 more teachers for smaller class sizes and better resources. I haven't mentioned something. Did I mention Tudor? No, I was coming to that. So, this is why I'm not with Labour anymore. So, as I explained before, I have been very worried for years and concerned about the environment. And I had my doubts that Labour could do something about it. But, and so after we got Kim elected, I wrote to Labour, and I can't remember if it was the party, the Premier, or the Minister of the Environment. Anyway, I did write to Labour, pointing out all the reasons why Tudor was really a bad thing, and we should not go ahead, and my concerns. And I got a stupid letter, the sort of stupid letter that I got recently in response to a petition that attracted over 6,000 signatures, which was, Tudor is good for jobs. I don't know what you are worried about. There is a process, and at the end of that process, if the science doesn't stack up, it will not be good. But I know that that's a lie. And it was very disappointing, and it was key to say, there's nothing to see here, move on. So that's how my break with Labour came, and that's when I ran around and signed and I joined the Greens. So, going back to my number 5 of the things that we need to have a good life, which is the good environment. Although it took me a while to get on board to oppose Tudor, I have to say that the Greens have been at the forefront from the beginning. and Martin Redland in the state parliament and various supporters in the Senate have taken every opportunity to move motions, to criticise and raise awareness of the dreadful death of Indians. I also want to make the point that ecology is one of the founding principles of Greece. And ecological sustainability is at the forefront of everything that we do. All our policies have to be ecologically sustainable. Because I wouldn't like another Tunda fiasco, I have recently written to the paper, I didn't publish my letter, so Steve published my letter, to call for call for a branch reform. The Greeks not call for a branch reform of the planning system. And amongst other things, what that reform would do would be to strengthen the community voice and objections, and it would make all major developments or all major problems impact accessible. To do all the things that we want to do, we think it's only fair that we ask the corporations that have made a lot of money out of us and still are making a lot of money out of us to give back a little bit of that money. And who are these corporations? They are mining corporations, mining billionaires, big banks, and big developers. The mining corporations make a lot of money because they get subsidies from the government. The royalties that they have to pay, when they have to pay them, are pathetic, 7%. At the moment there's a freeze, so they're not paying any royalties. We would stop the subsidies, we would end the freeze of royalties, and we would raise them to 35% for gas and coal and 20% for other metals. And that would raise a lot of money, $56 billion if we reach it over 4 years. The big banks, they also get a subsidy from the government, which is worth a lot of money. So we would introduce a small levy that would hardly dent their profits. And we would also ask developers to pay 75% of the increases in land value, because we think that that comes from rezoning land, which we think that should come to us and not to them. I suppose you have heard other parties talk about, if they came here, they'll talk about jobs and construction and health and education and possibly about the environment. But what is different, the difference between them and us is that we don't have to refuse, we don't have to return favours. The Greens refuse donations from corporations and lobbies that want to bargain for influence. We are not compromise. You can trust us to make decisions that are in the interests of ordinary people. This is what this reform for